It's New Year's Eve 2099. You're listening to the BB Coke Is It C.
Look back at the future.
This week we're looking back at 2010, a year which saw this dramatic event.
I'm within 100 yards of the building. The gunfire is intensifying, and as I speak, a mortar bomb falls into the ruined car park behind me. I'm going to try and get nearer if I can.
The day BBC security were told to keep Kate Adie out of the building at all costs. 2010 began with a major scare when a scientist working at a coastal research centre warned that sea levels had risen alarmingly. Later that day, he made an embarrassed retraction after the tide went out again. Meanwhile, at Dover, customs officers were euphoric after the seizure of the largest ever consignment of cannabis. Then they got giggly, felt a bit paranoid, and finally lay on their backs going on and on about how white the ceiling was. But the battle against crime was about to take a new turn.
Good evening, I'm Moira Stewart. In response to increasing crime figures, the Home Secretary today announced a controversial decision to arm the police with sarcasm. We've just received these dramatic pictures from a siege in Manchester.
This is the police. Give yourself up.
Never! I'm not coming out, copper!
All right, go on, Hooper. He's asked for it.
Righto, sir. Him.
Oh, we are scared, aren't we, son? Hark at Clint Eastwood over there. Who's on the national news then?
All right, I'll come quietly.
Okay, man, hold your sarcasm.
But already there were signs that the new policy is leading to an increased use of irony by criminals. While earlier today, in a tragic case of mistaken identity, several police officers burst into the wrong house and used sarcasm on an innocent person. The police commissioner has moved quickly to reassure the public.
From now on, there will be proper safeguards to ensure that sarcasm will only be used as a last resort and in the proper circumstances.
Oh, that's bound to work, that is.
Thank you, Hooper.
That is the news tonight. Good night.
Coming up next, a new detective series. Oh, that is an original idea, isn't it?
In February, the government launched a new car sharing scheme. By day, cars would be used by businessmen and commuters. At night, by 14-year-old boys out of their heads on cider. Also that year, the Ministry of Transport introduced a new colour sequence for traffic lights.
Motorists, starting from tomorrow, the traffic light sequence, as you know it, will change. It will now go as follows.
Green.
You may proceed with caution.
Amber.
Slow down and prepare to stop.
Red.
Stop. Stare straight ahead and try to ignore the youth who's cleaning your windscreen.
Blue.
Get fidgety and inch forward impatiently. And finally...
No.
Get trapped in a box junction and reverse back, smashing into the headlights of the car behind.
2010.
In March, a survey found that 90% of people attending assertiveness training courses felt they were poor value and of little use. But they didn't say anything as they didn't want to make a fuss. That same month saw a moving documentary highlighting the problems of one of society's most disadvantaged groups, horrible people.
Kevin is 31 and horrible. For him, every day is a battle against rejection and prejudice. Kevin, tell us about the sort of discrimination that horrible people face.
Why should I tell you? It's Mr. Booth, if you don't mind, young lady.
I'm sorry, Mr. Booth, will you tell us...
shut up. And tell them to send a proper reporter.
The next day, Kevin takes time off from his job as a driving instructor. He's finally agreed to attend an encounter group for the clinically unpleasant.
Right, everyone, right. We were just thinking of words to describe the emotions we're feeling at the moment. Terence?
Hateful.
Duncan?
Jealous.
Yes. Let's start with hateful.
Oh, yes, use his word. Go on.
Kevin, you're looking at me. Did you want to say something?
Yeah. I didn't know you could get moles on your lip.
Kevin is fitting in well. For the next 2 months, I follow his progress, spending several hours a day in his company. Then suddenly, he is found dead. His bloated body dragged out of the Thames. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't stand the little bastard any longer.
Throughout 2010, service industries continued to expand, with more businesses springing up every day. Whilst one firm would supply you with a photocopier, another would deliver the paper, and a third would come round and kick it for you, shouting, "It's bloody jammed again." But the most original idea of all was this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Vendomatic, we've always led the field in vending machine technology. Now we've developed the ultimate vending system, which offers the consumer voice command access to over 200 items of confectionery and savoury snacks. Yeah, we call it Mrs. Cooper.
Hello, dear. What can I get you?
But it looks like an old lady in a tea bar.
Yeah, well, that's the brilliant bit. It is an old lady in a tea bar. Here we go. 1 Mars bar, please, Mrs. Cooper.
There you are, love.
Thank you. As you can see, the inbuilt voice recognition system understands over 60,000 commands.
You what, dear?
Someone else have a go. Go on, Ken. Go on.
Coffee, white, no sugar, please, Mrs. Cooper.
I'm coming right up, dear.
Marvellous. There we are, Mrs. Cooper. Move over a bit, will you? There we are, yeah. We're particularly pleased with the improvements we've made on previous vending systems. Notice how Mrs. Cooper waits until the plastic cup is in place before dispensing the hot beverage. There you go.
There you go, love.
Yes, that's right. And best of all, if you want change from this vending machine, you don't have to grab Mrs. Cooper and wobble her from side to side.
It's a brilliant concept, sir. I'll identify our market base, work out the leasing arrangements, and set up a distribution network right away.
Yes. Thanks, Ken. We've got a machine that can do all that. Thank you.
That spring, there was sadness when the world's only surviving Cornish speaker died at the age of 96, with the moving words, "Yigagua, Uyano, Chiga, Bruya." Although what that meant, no one had the foggiest idea. Meanwhile, in an effort to bridge the language gap in Europe, the EC ruled that all performances of songs had to be simultaneously translated.
He takes me in his arms. He talks to me nicely, and I see life in pink. Sort of pink life. Yes. Hold it, and he says to me words of love, the words of, well, there's the pink life again. That must be very French, of course. Just a minute, slow down just a second. He said, a small vole. No, that can't be right. Small vole. I'm not supposed to be doing this, actually. The bloke who normally doesn't got flu. I gave up French because it did clash with my technical drawing. That's right, the life in pink.
That June, the pop world was stunned when Cliff Richard was found slumped in a chair surrounded by drugs and bottles of pills. He had dozed off in the chemist's whilst waiting for his prescription. In July, there was a slight improvement in the property market, with a 3-bedroom house in the southeast fetching £90,000. And the following month, a bungalow in Leicester was sold as well. But thousands of estate agents were still being laid off and forced to find other jobs, many becoming ordinary shop assistants.
Hello, can I have Twix, please?
Oh, yeah. Now, I've got just what you're looking for here.
That's a loaf of bread.
No, well, I know it's not exactly a Twix, but I really think you should have a look at it. Honestly, it's a detached loaf, 70 slices. I'll do it for converting into toast.
70 slices?
Well, it's 36 at the moment, but there's plenty of scope for expansion.
Yeah. Right. See, I don't want a loaf. I just...
No, I know. I appreciate it. It's not quite in your price range, but I should warn you. Another couple were just in, and they're very interested in it, on this particular loaf.
Look, forget it. I'll just go somewhere else.
Well, if I can just take your address, I'll send you any grocery details that come in. Or I'll ring you tomorrow morning.
All right.
Yes.
I'll take the loaf of bread.
You won't regret it.
However, the purchase of the loaf of bread eventually fell through after a survey revealed that some of the slices in the middle had holes in them. That summer, news reached Britain of a bizarre cult which worshipped the Queen and believed in summary execution for anyone who broke the law. It was the English expat community in Marbella. And at home, an even more sinister cult was under investigation.
They call him Elijah Sri Lama, charismatic leader of the Church of the Heavenly Disciples. Our reporter went down to their rural headquarters in Hertfordshire, posing as a potential recruit. Chris, what exactly goes on there?
Well, Sally, on arrival, we were put into white robes and led to a bare room where we were subjected to hour after hour of crude brainwashing techniques designed to break our will.
That sounds very sinister.
No, I think I needed it.
Sorry?
The devil was in me, and I have been cleansed.
Hello, Chris.
No, my name is not Chris. It's Aga Shran Vishnu.
Chris?
Aga,
They've taken over your mind. Just get in the Range Rover and get the hell out of there.
I can't do that, Sally. I've given it to Elijah, along with my evil 5-bedroomed house in Sunningdale, and my wife, Pam.
But Elijah's sleeping with your wife.
No, of course not. No. He is merely acting as the vessel for the seed of the love god. Elijah, Lord Elijah, take my money, evil money.
Right, just stay there, Chris.
Take it now.
Stay there. I'm coming down to sort this Elijah bloke out.
TV reporter Sally Brown, who went on to become Elijah's 23rd wife. Later that summer, there was a sensation in Wiltshire when an ancient mound in Avebury suddenly disappeared. Southern electricity had finally cleared away the pile of earth they'd left on the pavement. Meanwhile, it was announced that English Heritage were to take over the upkeep and preservation of a much-loved national treasure, Felicity Kendall.
Oh, Jerry, Margot, Tom!
Well, the way we see it, if neglected, Miss Kendall here would continue to decline, and an area of outstanding natural beauty would be lost to the nation forever.
Oh, Tom, I'm being completely ruined. They've built a car park next to me and opened a Felicity Kendall Centre with a recorded information video, Tom.
Felicity Kendall dates back to 1948. The long blonde hair was a later addition.
Oh, stop it, and get rid of these I've been to Felicity Kendall car stickers, Margot.
And thanks to this major tourist attraction, English Heritage are hoping to raise £2 million to help restore Barbara Cartland.
£2 million, darling. That's what I spend preserving myself every day.
Barbara Cartland still going strong in 2010 and looking every bit as good as she did in 1994. In August, hippie convoys were the target of a new criminal justice bill which made it illegal for more than 6 vehicles to travel on the road together. The bill was quickly withdrawn as it made it impossible for the Queen to go anywhere. But the problem of New Age travellers was overshadowed by a new group of social outcasts, middle-aged travellers.
It's 6 a.m. on Albert Brown's farm near Bridgewater. For the past 2 weeks, his land has been a makeshift home for a small group of middle-aged travellers.
Well, they never asked me, did they? They just turned up one night and camped on my field. I mean, look what they've done to it. Just look.
Well, they've mowed it.
Exactly, and they built a rockery with a little bird bath in the middle.
It seems there are few locals who welcome the travellers and their convoy of Austin Maestros and beige caravanettes.
Look at the state of them. Trimline trousers, socks with sandals, light-coloured zip-up anoraks.
For this particular camp, time has run out. The police have arrived with a warrant to move them on.
You have 5 minutes to pack up and go.
Oh, I say, 5 minutes. I've got to check the tow bar's secure.
Just move off along this road here.
This road here, the A372? Surely we should take the A38 and avoid that nasty contraflow by the Taunton bypass.
Look back at the future.
That autumn, Britain was gripped by a wave of safety consciousness. All lampposts had to be painted luminous pink. Posters everywhere warned that luminous paint could cause allergies. And recorded safety announcements told people that reading posters could cause them to walk into lampposts. But safety groups were still not satisfied.
Mr. Collins, you're concerned about fire.
Yes, we are. Yes, we believe that fire is just too hot.
So, you're demanding more safety precautions?
No, we're demanding that fire be made colder. I mean, look at this lighter. That flame is too hot. If I put my finger over it, it burns it.
Well, don't put your finger over it then.
Well, that's not addressing the real problem. The excessive temperature of the flame, which is why I've developed this heat-free coal. Just put some on the fire there. There we are. Perfectly safe, you see.
Yes, but it's not actually warming the room in any way whatsoever.
Well, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? No matter how much you light it, it never gets hot.
So-called heat-free coal, which was later withdrawn when Mr. Collins was sued by the makers of barbecue briquettes. That September, amid renewed speculation over the state of their marriage, Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford took out another full-page advertisement in a national newspaper. It contained the statement, "Rumours that our marriage is in trouble are entirely false. No, they're not. Shut up, I'm writing this." But with few celebrity marriages lasting for any length of time, prenuptial agreements became commonplace, even appearing in love songs.
I fell in love the moment that I saw you. I'd give my life, my whole world for your kiss. But now that I consulted with my lawyer, I must amend those words to this. Darling, I'll never leave you. Hopefully, but just on the off chance I do, the house will belong to me legally, but the mortgage is still down to you. I give a sigh as you pull back the cover. I feel your warmth, your body's so near. But just before we finally are lovers, I hope you won't mind signing here. And here is your best friend, darling, I'll always love you. Probably, if not the conditions are these, you can keep rumors and space oddities, and I get to keep the CDs, and we'll be together forever, possibly. But just suppose that I go away, I'll want $500,000, oh yes, annually, like all of my ex-husbands pay.
In October, a group of nurses and doctors organized a marathon 200-mile bed push from Leeds to Penzance. They were transferring a heart patient to another hospital. That same month, the royals attended a high society wedding, which was sadly marred when one of the guests burst into tears and ran into the toilets after realizing that someone else was wearing exactly the same outfit. It was then gently explained to Prince Edward that all the men wear morning suits. Meanwhile, the suit hire company Moss Bros had developed the ultimate hire service.
Hello. I've got an important business dinner tonight, and I wanted to make a good impression, so I wondered if I could hire a personality for the occasion.
Yes, a personality, certainly, sir. How about our top of the range? This is the distinguished gentleman. If you'd like to try it on, sir.
I don't think this suits me, young man. It's a bit self-important and pompous, n'est-ce pas?
Well, what about this one, sir? Life and soul of the party. I'll just help you into it, if you'll excuse me.
Squeeze you? I'd rather squeeze your wife. No, I think this one makes me look a bit stupid, doesn't it?
Perhaps I might prefer a dry wit. A lot of men have this.
My dear boy, a lot of men have flatulence, but I wouldn't take that to a party.
It's not right, is it? Well, how about our economy style, sir? The merry drinker.
Oi, Barry, prawn cocktail on your head. Why, hi,
I don't like this one either, no.
Let's see. I'm afraid that only leaves the standard anonymous middle manager.
Oh, yes. This one suits me very well. I want it. Have you got the underpants to match?
That month at the Albert Hall, there were gasps as a 5-year-old Japanese boy appeared on stage and played with the world's finest Stradivarius. His parents were later told to keep him under better control. Meanwhile, a new baby boom meant that by 2010, the under-3s had become the most powerful consumer group. More and more adverts were being aimed at toddlers.
Now at last, a bank that's designed for you. We asked what you wanted, and you told us. You wanted more leaflets on insurance, mortgages, and pensions, for you to pull out of the rack and throw on the floor. You wanted a glass screen to smear your chocolatey fingers down, and you wanted nice carpets to have a tantrum on. We're the bank that listens to you. We have to, because you keep ringing the bloody bell on the counter.
However, marketing experts soon realized that the most effective way to sell products to toddlers was to place them by the checkout so they could put them in the trolley when their mum wasn't looking. December saw the completion of a new joint Anglo-French project, Concorde 2. The elegant aircraft soared out of Paris at 3 times the speed of sound, then landed at an airport in Kent so that passengers could complete the journey to London in a twin-engine biplane. Meanwhile, over in Cape Canaveral, a routine space mission was about to turn into the most gripping real-life drama of the year. It began at 7 a.m. one cloudless day. Pioneer 17 is waiting on the launch pad, ready for a team of astronauts to board. Inside, a contract cleaner is giving the cockpit a final polish.
Oh, this is all pretty flash, then. All mod cons here. Oh, this must be what them astronauts eat. Instant lunch. I think I'll try some of that. Oh, look at this. They spelled lunch with an A.
Bloody hell!
Call in mission control. You know that incredibly expensive rocket of yours?
Affirmative.
Yeah, well, if you look up...
And so it was that Derek Parker became the first man to be inadvertently launched into space, hurtling at 2,000 miles per second, or roughly the speed of a post office van. He headed further and further from the Earth.
Oh, no, I'm done for, am I? I've had it. Oh, my God.
Do not worry, Derek.
Don't worry. I left my car in the short-stay car park.
Derek, I've got Commander Harris with me. He's going to try and talk you down.
All right, yes.
Derek?
Hello.
Now, listen to me, Derek.
Yes.
If there's anything you are unclear about, stop me.
Righto.
Now, on your left is the manual override system, connected to the main command unit via a MIDI interface.
Oh, that now. Hold on.
What is it?
Which side is left again?
the plight of the stricken contract cleaner caught the imagination of the whole world. Millions gathered round their television sets, parliaments broke off to hear the latest developments, and the story became of such global importance that the big breakfast news devoted a whole 10 seconds to it. Meanwhile, the reluctant astronaut's problems were intensifying as he reached his 7th day in space.
Hello? Hello, ground control? Hello? Hello? There's something I've just got to ask you.
Go ahead, Derek.
Yes, where's the toilet?
You do it in your suit.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. Yes. What, like my stag night?
Listen to me, Derek. We have your wife here.
Hello, Derek.
Oh, Doris. Oh, don't worry, love. I'll be all right. How are you coping?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah, good.
Commander Harris has been comforting me round the clock. Haven't you, Sugar Bear?
Well, that makes me feel a lot better.
By day 19, food supplies were running low. Parker was reduced to eating dried milk powder, toothpaste, and indigestion tablets. But he still couldn't face the lean cuisine chicken fricassee. And unknown to him, there was worse to come.
Mission control to Derek. Are you there?
Yes. Yes, funny enough, you've caught me in, yeah.
Derek, I'm afraid we have some bad news.
Oh, dear.
Your oxygen cylinder is nearly empty.
Oh, my God. You mean I won't be able to do any welding?
It's slightly worse than that. Oh, Derek. Oh, Derek, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Is that my wife, Doris? Oh, it is, yes. Don't be upset, dear.
Oh, Derek. Commander Harris has left me.
Oh. Well, never mind.
Derek, the American president's here.
Oh, that's nice.
Hello, Desmond.
Hello.
Listen, you're going to make it back, kid.
Oh.
Hey, you're one hell of a hero down here.
Oh.
They even got a nickname for you.
What's that?
The Doomed Spaceman.
Lovely.
We'll sign off now, Derek, but here's some music to keep your spirits up.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh, well, could have been worse. Could have been the laughing gnome.
And so, with the air supply running out, Pioneer 17 headed towards the outer reaches of the solar system as the mission control team monitored the ever-weakening radio signal.
So, this is it. My last moments on Earth. No, well, not Earth, obviously. Goodbye, NASA. Goodbye, Earth. Goodbye.
The last radio contact with Derek Parker. The world mourned, and then forgot him. Nothing more was thought of the tragic episode until 4 months later, when Pioneer 18, on an exploratory expedition, encountered a ghostly craft drifting aimlessly through space.
We are going in. Opening the door now.
Well, you took your bloody time. I couldn't have held my breath for much longer.
So, Derek Parker returned to Earth to a hero's welcome and a £12,000 parking fine. Next week, we'll be looking back at 2021. Good night.
Look Back at the Future was presented by Brian Perkins. It starred Griff, Rhys, Jones, Kate Robbins and Robert Harley, with the writers Mark Burton, John O'Farrell and Pete Sinclair. The producer was Caroline Leddy.
Look back at the future.
It's New Year's Eve, 2099. You're listening to the BB Buck Buck Chicken Tonight Sea.
Look back at the future.
This week we're looking back at 2021, the year when a BBC film crew captured these scenes.
Well, there's thick black smoke everywhere. The heat and the fumes are overwhelming. Through the smoke I can just make out some figures. Some of them are running.
A typical summer's day in Hyde Park. In January, 9 men at a colliery in Yorkshire downed tools. Yes, it was an all-out national miners' strike. But the country was in the grip of another industrial dispute, a bitter, protracted battle over the government's decision to close down Britain's main industry, pizza delivery.
Good evening, I'm Moira Stewart. There's still no sign of an end to the national pizza delivery strike. No pizzas have been delivered for over 20 weeks, and the people who ordered them are just beginning to suspect there's something wrong. Meanwhile, the leader of the National Union of Pizza Deliverers has been addressing a rally in Yorkshire.
My father was a pizza delivery boy. His father was a pizza delivery boy. And his father before him, well, he was a miner.
In Nottingham, however, a lone pizza delivery boy has defied the strike and returned to work, escorted by several hundred police from the Special Moped Division.
OK, Delta 4, we're heading up Fortescue Avenue. Now we're heading down Fortescue Avenue. Oh, no, we're heading back up Fortescue Avenue again. Soz, does anyone know where number 23 Fortescue Avenue is?
With me is the Trade Secretary. Minister, aren't you adopting a short-sighted, small-minded attitude to this strike?
No, the fact is, pizza delivery is simply no longer economic.
Why is that?
Well, in the old days, if you ordered a medium-sized deep pan, you got one small thin crust free. But they've stopped that offer now. It's not fair.
That's the news tonight. We're ending earlier than usual, as now I have to walk all the way to the kebab shop. Good night.
There was great excitement that February when the first ever Black Pope visited Britain. However, the tour was marred when His Holiness kept getting pulled over by the police and asked, "Is this your Pope-mobile, sonny?" That same month, a leading Catholic priest called for tougher sentences for young offenders in the confessional.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I've let out the gerbil, been rude to Granny, and it was me what put that egg sandwich in the video.
Very well, my child. That'll be 2 Hail Marys and 10 years in a Turkish prison.
Meanwhile, another group of religious zealots was spreading the word.
Yes?
Hello, we're from the mission of the Latter-day Agnostics. Have you thought about God recently?
No.
Good, that's a start. You see, as agnostics, our mission is to spread the good news that we can't be sure whether there's a God or not. Perhaps you'd like one of our leaflets. Rejoice, for there really is very little hard evidence to go on. We just don't know either way.
No, I'm not really interested, thanks.
Oh, praise be.
But in some parts of the world, more sinister methods of persuasion were used, culminating in the infamous Agnostic Inquisition.
Let's try again, shall we? Turn the rack. No! Say it. Never! Say it. Say you only go to church at Christmas, but you might get married in one because it's nicer.
The Agnostic Inquisition, whom the Archbishop of Canterbury described as evil torturers who would burn in hell for all eternity. Or possibly not. He couldn't be sure. In March, the IRA launched a devastating new campaign aimed at wrecking Britain's economy. They told people to vote Conservative. But Parliament itself was changing. MPs were so often absent from the chamber that it was decided that House of Commons debates should be conducted as a radio phone-in.
Order, order. The House will now dial, and we have our first call on line 1. Who is the honourable member for Darlington?
Madam Speaker, when will this government finally do something about unemployment?
Well, very interesting point there. And on line 2 is the Minister for Employment himself.
Yes, hello, Madam Speaker. I'd just like to point out that unemployment was much worse under the previous caller.
Right, well, I'd like to hear your views on that, please. Line 3.
Hear, hear.
Line 4.
Boo, resign.
Line 5.
Yes, can I just ask whether the Prime Minister has considered coming to the Mogul Tandoori in Barnet?
What's that question got to do with unemployment?
Nothing. I've just been paid £1,000 to ask it.
Yes. Well, just got up. Yes, well, we've just got time for one last caller.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Well, Brian, I blame the Germans. I mean, we won the war and we still have to buy their yoghurt. You can't even go to the bathroom without getting mugged nowadays. If you ask me, they should give him a damn good birching like in Singapore.
Yes, thank you, Home Secretary.
2021.
In April, there were moves to improve teaching standards by setting staff rigorous new tests. History teachers had to be able to explain key historical events in a modern socio-political context. Science teachers had to be conversant in post-quantum theory, molecular physics, and PE teachers had to be able to do their name and joined-up writing. Meanwhile, geography teachers were sent on a special retraining course in a desperate attempt to make them sound interesting.
Right, everyone. Today we're going to try a more advanced exercise, which is learning to talk with more than one note in your voice. Now, Mr. Wallace, perhaps you'd like to kick us off.
Peaks protruded through the ice sheets are affected by frost but not by glacial erosion. They are therefore jagged and angular in appearance.
Right. Can I just stop you there? You see, geography can be a fascinating subject, illuminating the wonders of the environment. So let's try that sentence again, emphasizing that these peaks are affected by frost, but not by glacial erosion.
Peaks protruded through the ice sheets are affected by frost but not by glacial erosion. They are therefore jagged and angular in appearance.
No. Look, think about what you're actually saying. Look, let's try being a bit more personal. How about you, Mr. Martin? Tell me something about yourself. Where do you live, for example?
I live in Knoll Hill, which is chalk-based with a semi-permeous bedrock. And I have a small garden, which is affected by frost but not by glacial erosion.
All right. Now, let's imagine that a huge meteorite, right? A huge meteorite is hurtling towards the classroom. What would you say to the class, Mr. Wallace?
Huge meteorite is hurling towards the classroom. It's composed of igneous rock and is therefore not affected by frost or glacial erosion.
Eventually, the scheme was abandoned after the instructor got bored, then started looking out of the window and fantasizing about Mr. Barnes, the English teacher. By 2021, Sainsbury's own brand cola was so successful that Tesco's brought out its own version. Tesco's own brand, Sainsbury's own brand cola. Meanwhile, Sainsbury's were at the centre of a court case following the launch of another new product, Sainsbury's own brand Radio 4. Sainsbury's insisted it was entirely different.
Hello, I'm Sue Flawley. Welcome to Canvey Island.
Let's take another trip to Umbridge to join the Barchers.
And now it's time for the 6 o'clock news, read by Brian Perkins. However, the BBC lost the court case when the judge ruled that Sainsbury's own brand Radio 4 was entirely different, as it featured a popular version of Anderson Country. Over on Radio 2, meanwhile, the DJs of 2021 were still playing popular tunes from the good old days.
Play me once again the songs from Memory Lane.
Hello, yes, it's time for another trip down memory lane to enjoy once again those marvellous tunes of yesteryear. And Mrs. Jones from Bournemouth has asked for this much-loved favourite from way back in 1977.
Burn the flag! Burn the Queen! Burn the state! It's a fascist regime!
Ah, those golden sounds. I could almost feel the gob on the back of my neck. And Mrs. Jones writes that when she first heard that song, she went out and had no future tattooed on her forehead. And you know what? She's still got that tattoo there to this very day. But now it's my pleasure to welcome our very special guest, Henry Morris, better known in his younger days as Victor Vomit, old pincushion arms himself. Did that old classic bring back memories for you, Victor?
No, I'm afraid not, Benny. I was unconscious for most of that year. But I have brought in this little gem.
Well, let's give it a spin.
Burn the pig, burn the judge, burn the coal and the firelighter.
Eventually, Radio 2 stopped playing punk records and tried to introduce music from the 21st century. However, listeners complained that it was just modern rubbish because it had nice tunes and you could hear the words. In June, a report concluded that some private clinics offering colonic irrigation were failing to meet adequate standards. Staff weren't fully trained, utensils weren't properly sterilized, and they didn't change the Hoover bags often enough. And there was more concern when a Harley Street clinic pioneered a controversial new operation.
This is Reg Smith. After months of counselling, he has decided to alter his identity. He is having an operation to change his class.
Well, I always felt I was born into the wrong class. Like, when we'd have our tea break on a building site, I used to secretly drink Lapsang Souchong. And come Saturday, I'd tell the lads I was off to the match, whereas, in fact, I was dressing up in cravats and browsing through antique shops in Richmond.
Dr. Munro, what does the operation actually entail?
Well, it's quite simple. What I'm doing here is removing the tattoo, sewing up the crack in the bottom, making the front teeth stick out, and wrinkling up the nose into a permanent superior sneer.
After 4 hours of painstaking surgery, the bandages are removed. But has the operation been a success? I asked Mr. Smith.
Smite, actually. Sorry, do I know you?
And there is an element of risk involved. Dr. Munro's operation can go tragically wrong.
Well, I don't know what went wrong in my case, but I'm neither one thing nor a bloody other. I drink decaffeinated cappuccino with 5 sodium sugars.
That particular patient suffered a further setback. His bizarre accent, which swung wildly between upper class and Cockney, meant he was continually mistaken for an alternative comedian. In July, the Lover's Guide couple celebrated 20 years together on the screen with the release of the Lover's Guide 10, in which they got into bed, read for a bit, then turned the light out and went to sleep. Then he gets back up again, sneaks downstairs and watches the Lover's Guide 1. But the best-selling tape of the year was a frank, no-holds-barred video designed to help you improve your car maintenance techniques.
Hello. Welcome to the Driver's Guide. Sit back and let me show you how to become a better car lover. First, lock yourself away together in a warm, secluded garage. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try dressing up in blue overalls. Use a little oil for extra lubrication. Or if you're feeling adventurous, why don't you go underneath for a change? Now gently ease off the distributor cap. Remove the rotor arm and lift the fixed contact point assembly from the pivot post. Being sure to remove the insulated low-tension condenser lead.
Oh, hello, dear.
Are you coming to bed, darling?
Oh, in an hour or two. I've just got to locate the gudgeon pin bearing.
The Driver's Guide, helping you to spend more time with the one you love.
In spite of the Driver's Guide's success, people complained that the cars in it were all beautiful and new, and not at all like the battered old bangers they had at home. That summer, an ordinary county cricket match between Hampshire and Sussex saw a major surprise. A spectator. Meanwhile, in America, a new version of a classic film was released, Lassie, the Director's Cut. But some felt that the director's original concept was flawed.
I can't move my leg, Mary Ann. We're trapped.
And the water level's rising, Mr. O'Malley.
Lassie, go and get help. Swim across the river and fetch the ranger.
Can you do that, Lassie?
But it wasn't only directors who wanted their original artistic vision to be brought before the public. The following month saw the release of another re-edited classic, Casablanca, the man who did the sound effects cut.
September 1941 in Casablanca.
My wife's stuck.
Asleep in New York. I bet they're asleep all over America. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Cherry beer and a packet of peanuts.
What's that you're playing?
Oh, just a little something on my own.
Well, stop it. You know what I want to hear.
No, don't.
You played it for her, you play it for me.
Well, I don't think I can remember.
If she can stand it, I can. Play it.
Yes, Paul.
Bermuda Triangle, look at it from my angle. Bermuda Triangle.
Casablanca, the sound man's cut, which sadly was never heard by the cinema-going public because they were making too much noise eating their popcorn. Meanwhile, Walt Disney denied they were losing their touch after they released a happy-go-lucky sing-along Disney cartoon about the Vietnam War.
There's a jolly army in the jungle. The animal platoon is here to stay. There's Ricky Raccoon
and Sergeant Baboon.
And I'm the one that gets you straight away. Jumbo starts to squirt us all with water. Harry the hyena starts to laugh. Chester the crow says,
keep your head low.
And that's the end of Johnny the giraffe.
Oh, the animal platoon. We'll be in battle soon. We're feeling good in this magical wood.
So now let's drop some napalm on it.
This is the end, my only friend, the end.
Now we're halfway through our tour of duty. The hippo says we haven't got a hope. The Viet Cong are in Saigon,
so we're just hanging out and smoking dope.
The marmosets are into Jimi Hendrix. Barnaby the bear has burnt the flag. Ricky's on smack.
Hoppy has gone back.
Zipped inside a bunny body bag. All the animal platoon came home and found quite soon. If you're wheelchair bound, there's no work around for the animal platoon.
That September saw the launch of the National Association for Promoting Acronyms to provide a memorable name for pressure groups, or NAFPAC-PAMANFIPICA. The same month saw a shocking revelation about one of England's greatest sporting heroes.
For years, he was a role model for every schoolboy. But now, with the help of the latest photographic enlargement technology, historians have unearthed the incredible truth. Bobby Charlton was, in fact, bald.
If you look at these computer-enhanced photos, you can just make out the telltale signs of baldness. Just there. And there. And there, and there, and there, and there.
It is now clear that what appeared for so many years to be a massive head of thick curly hair was in fact a few meagre strands combed across his forehead. The news has stunned his former colleagues in the world of football.
Bobby Charlton? Bald? Not old full head of hair Bobby.
But already these amazing revelations have been overshadowed. After studying hours of videotapes and film archive, historians now believe that Jimmy Hill may not, in fact, have been a wise and much-loved football expert.
Look back at the future.
In Los Angeles, on the 7th of October, 2021, alarms sounded and thousands of Californians ran screaming into the streets in panic as the unthinkable happened. Someone had lit up a cigarette. Meanwhile, in Britain, the ever-worsening air pollution led to a massive build-up of helium in the atmosphere.
Good evening. Helium levels have reached an all-time high, causing widespread public concern. The opposition this afternoon called for a special debate in the House of Commons.
Order! Madam Speaker, there is no evidence whatsoever that helium in the atmosphere is having any adverse effect.
There were angry scenes outside Westminster as protesters demanded a return to normal levels.
What do we want?
Sensible voices!
When do we want them?
Now!
This is the police. Stay behind the barriers or we'll bring in the outstation.
Later, pop star Sting appeared at the protest. Reduce the helium! However, he seemed to be totally unaffected by the helium. This is me, Trevor McDonald, saying good night.
Soon afterwards, a Clean Air Act was introduced and helium levels returned to normal.
Apart from the occasional pocket.
In November, the government launched an initiative to give unemployed youngsters something to do. Every 16-year-old in the country received a personal letter inviting them to join a new national anti-litter campaign. Teenagers everywhere read the letter, then screwed it up and tossed it into a head. Undeterred, the government introduced its most ambitious youth training scheme to date.
Right, it's...
Barry.
Right, well, it's very straightforward, Barry. There's the computer screen. Just keep an eye on it. If you want to make a cup of tea, there's a kettle over there. I'll pop back at 5 and see how you're getting on.
It's Barry's first day as an air traffic controller. He's been put in charge of landings at Heathrow's Terminal 4, and at the age of 16 is already earning nearly £27 a week. I caught up with Barry to see how he was getting on at the world's busiest airport.
Oh, it's not that bad. You just got to get these little arrow things to land on this bit here without them hitting each other. It's not as good as Sonic, because you only get one life. Oh, just lost another one.
Meanwhile, Barry's friend Lee is on a 1-year apprenticeship as a High Court judge.
All rise. All sit. All snog each other.
My lad, the case before us today will establish a crucial legal precedent which may have important bearing on company law.
Oi, Degsy! Degsy!
Let the record show that at this point His Honour saw his mate Degsy in the public gallery and did that thing they do in Wayne's World.
For teenagers like Barry and Lee, the new youth training scheme has not been a success. After another near miss at Heathrow, Barry stood trial for criminal negligence and was sentenced to eat a slug and let Lee have a go on his moped. Prime Minister, isn't this whole scheme just a shameful attempt to save money by exploiting young people?
Dunno. I only started today.
2021.
In December, Vidal Sassoon launched a new salon shampoo which not only washed your hair, but conditioned it, styled it, cut it, then disappeared for half an hour to chat to the girl who does the leg waxing. But 2021 will chiefly be remembered as the year that saw the arrival of a genuine third force in British politics. It began with a breakthrough by-election.
Stanley George Cooper.
Labour.
8,033 votes. Anthony James Trollope.
Conservative.
10,850 votes. Simon Ashley Thompson.
Liberal Democrat.
7 votes. Lord Catbasket Hovercraft Despin Head.
Monster Raving Loony.
41,576 votes.
Yes, the unbelievable had happened. The Monster Raving Loony Party had won their first seat in the House of Commons. The next day, Lord Dustbinhead came up with his maiden zany stunt, being wheeled into Parliament in a coffin. Unfortunately, it backfired when he was directed to the House of Lords. Despite this setback, support for the monster raving loonies was continuing to grow amongst disillusioned voters.
Mr. Heseltine, are you worried by this surge of support for the monster raving loonies?
Not at all. The natural home of looniness is and always has been the Conservative Party. Look at the poll tax. Look at the economy. And above all, look at my bottom. I've painted a halibut on it.
But the two main parties seemed incapable of stopping the tide of looniest support that was swamping Britain. Several more by-election seats went silly, including 2 in the Midlands, 3 in Scotland, and 5 in Egypt. Eventually, the government had no option but to call a general election. All the main parties led with the loony agenda. The Conservatives unveiled their slogan, "Towards a Zanier Britain." The Labour Party countered with the even wackier, "This time we'll definitely win." But as the results came in, it was clear that the monster raving loonies had won by a landslide.
Just look at all the results. There are all the little blue men, there are all the little red men, and there are all the little men jumping up and down and going bibble, 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 bibble.
Peter Snow's victory speech after winning Eastbourne for the monster raving loonies. And so, the next morning, a loony Prime Minister stood on the steps of 10 Downing Street for the first time since 1979. Lord Dustbinhead addressed the cheering crowd.
Where there is discord, may we bring a bottle. Where there is despair, may we bring a 3-bean salad and a bag of kettle chips.
But within days, there were signs that for all their wacky pledges, the new administration were compromising their zany principles.
Lord Dustbinhead, in your manifesto, you promised that the first thing your government would do would be to smear St. Paul's Cathedral with fromage frais.
Oh, yes, Tonto.
But all you've done so far is to increase VAT and bring in a capital goods tax.
Yes, we have every intention of smearing St. Paul's with fromage frais, but first we have to get the economy in order.
But aren't you just selling out? I mean, what about your plans to spend £20 billion turning Birmingham into a giant bouncy castle?
Well, that money is badly needed to update Trident. Without a viable nuclear deterrent, there won't be a loony Britain to defend.
And so the newly renamed Monster Responsible Government Party carried on with its sensible, pragmatic policies and rapidly became extremely unpopular. There was only one thing they could do to regain their silly credibility: play one final, hilarious prank at the country's expense.
Guess what, Norma? They've made me Prime Minister!
Next week, we'll be looking back at 2025. Goodbye.
A Look Back at the Future was presented by Brian Perkins. It starred Tony Hawks and Kate Robbins, with the writers Mark Burton, John O'Farrell and Pete Sinclair. The producer was Caroline Leddy.
Look back at the future.